All right, now we're live. I'm like, that was a little slow. It was taking a minute. GM Adrienne, really excited. We've got a great show today. We've got so much going on. I got my clanker hat on. You know why? Because I don't have a banker hat. And this is an error on my part. I should have bought one for Minted Merch to have it ready for this moment. I did not, and I regret all my life choices at this moment. Because
I'm sorry to hear that.
We have Deployer with us, and he's in our green room, and I'm really excited. I know, right? I thought of that today, and I was like, "Ooh, I could use a hoodie right now." I'm like, "Oh, I should have got one of those banker hoodies." All right, we're gonna make sure we're live in all the places. If you are watching over on Twitter or on YouTube or wherever you are watching, please, please, please give a retweet, give a recast. We're really excited to have Deployer here with us. We are going to be back in just 66 seconds after this intro. So get to retweeting, tell your friends, and we'll see you on the other side of this. Welcome to GM Farcaster, bringing you everything from breaking news to spicy memes to the deep lore shaping this vibrant digital community. More than just a show, GM Farcaster is your digital third space where the community connects, the stories unfold, and the culture thrives. Whether you're a daily caster or just dropping by, we've got the latest buzz to keep you plugged in. So grab your coffee and let's dive in with your hosts, NounishProf and Adrienne, for another episode of GM Farcaster. This episode of GM Farcaster is powered by Clanker. Each Monday, we'll bring you the latest news from the Clanker team and highlight the builders innovating with Clanker and Farcaster. Visit clanker.world to launch your token and check out all the new features that Clanker V4 has to offer. Thank you, Clanker, for sponsoring GM Farcaster. GM Farcaster. It is Wednesday, November 12th, and you are here with NounishProf and Adrienne for 29 minutes of Farcaster news to start your day. But actually, what we're going to do today is start with Deployer, dev, founder, amazing person who created bankr, and we're going to bring him up right now. So please give a retweet, give a recast, let people know, because here he comes. And hello, Deployer. We're so excited to have you here.
Hello, hello.
GM.
Thanks for inviting me. Yep, GM.
And Adrienne, everybody smile at the same time so we can get a really good picture together. Okay, good. Usually it's hard because I have to get like three people lined up, and I know you're smiling. That Wasi's smiling. Actually, before we do anything else, I have to ask about your PFP. Can you, it's one of the Wasis, right?
It's one of the Wasis, but he has a ham hat. He's wearing a unicorn floaty. So, you know, for a long time, I was an avid NFT collector, like very into the digital persona, like trying to find my forever PFP. And I thought that I had with various NFTs that I owned. But now I truly have found my forever PFP. And originally it was just this green Wasi. He just had the sandals on, no hat, no floaty. But then when I was building the Ham project, which was a meme social community project, I was working with a great artist, Bren, who did all the memes, and kind of just at first I think I asked, can you add a ham hat to my Wasi? And then the floaty has lore too, but then I asked, can you add the floaty to my Wasi? So my Wasi's kind of grown over time with like things that are kind of like special to me, like or lore based, and like this is my PFP, and like so I'll never change it. That's
very similar to my experience. Is that like my PFP has layers to it because I kept adding things and like adjusting, and then it got to a point a couple years ago where I'm like, okay, that's good, it's done.
Yeah,
locked.
Nice.
We're locked.
Yeah. I don't think I can add much more to mine. Like it's pretty well dressed at this point.
I love the floaty. There's a lot of PFPs out there with the floaties, because my other favorite one is the flamingo floaty. So I have that in a few things because I'm a big flamingo fan. By the way, you're getting a lot of love. You got a lot of love in the chat from folks who are really excited. Deployer is the GOAT. Ham it up for Deployer. So everyone's like very excited to have you here. I want to step back because we were going to talk about bankr, but I want to just take a quick step back to ham. There was a point where like it was everywhere. It was all over the Farcaster timeline, and I still never quite figured it out. And we were going to have you on then, and we never got it done. But
there was two camps, those that understood ham and those that did not, and nothing against those that did not. It was, kind of this niche thing, but yeah, it had its moment of virality on Farcaster. I mean, huge. At one point, when it first kind of had its moment, there was ham all over the timeline, and people are like, why is there ham everywhere? And then even broke out a bit and was on crypto Twitter like, what's this ham thing?
My favorite thing was Afro Chick's video where she's talking about tipping on Farcaster, and she was fairly new, and she had like actual ham in the video. She's just like, here's some ham. It was really,
that's so funny. Like, yeah.
Did you see that, Deployer? Did you see that video?
I don't know if I saw it.
I gotta find it.
I may have. Yeah, I don't remember, but that's really funny. And it was never about the meat. I always found the pictures of meat gross. And it was never about the meat. Okay, it's like this big. It was not about the meat.
It's not about the ham.
It wasn't about the ham.
That message did not get out.
Yeah, the message. I tried. I said, guys, it's. We don't want meat pictures here. That's kind of gross.
Leave the ham at home.
Yeah, but for those that don't know, just a quick background on ham. So like I launched this NFT project called the Based LP, and there, being a developer, I wanted to do some interesting mechanics at the smart contract level, and the NFT was all on chain, and it had some interesting mechanics in it. When the NFT sold out, it also launched the meme coin, the next 100x on Base.
Right.
It was a coin, the coin associated with this project. And I had the community for that project on Farcaster. I'm like, I'm just going to do it on Farcaster. Because at the time, like everybody had done, I was doing like, you need a Discord, you need a Telegram, you need this, you need that. So I'm like, I'm not going to do any of that. We're going to have a Farcaster channel, and that's it. And like, if you don't like it, I don't care. And it actually turned out so good, so amazing. Like, and so this like kind of the small community started to form. We were just having fun, people like who are interested in NFTs, interested in like the tech side of it. And it kind of just grew and expanded. And then like the NFT character, was kind of this silly character. And it was a joke that he liked ham because I like introduced what was called the golden ham, where you'd stake your TN100X and you'd earn more TN100X after 90 days, just kind of this activation event. So that's where kind of the first introduction of a ham, where like everybody's posting their golden ham on the time. It's this pixelated, like nostalgic thing. I'm like into that, grew up in the era of, Super Nintendo and stuff like that. So into that art style. So that was the first introduction of the ham. Then made a mini game where if you beat the boss, you earned a ham NFT. And then we're like, well, and this was around, when DGen was getting popular. Like, oh, that's interesting. Should we introduce tipping too? And we could do like, $LP. But then through the ham thing, I'm like, well, would it be funny if we just used the ham emoji as a tip? And everybody loved it. And then we started just tipping with the ham emoji. in the chat there, you do like
It's like
100x,
yeah.
or this is how you do it, right?
Yeah.
And it would actually send ham. We eventually launched ham L3, which is a layer 3. And so when you tip the ham, it would send a token ham directly to whoever you tipped, and they would receive it on the ham L3 chain. But it was redeemable 1-to-1 with TN100x, so it had real value. So we're just playing around, doing the silly stuff, and it formed what became known as the ham cult. All these people who are really into ham, and it's just a fun
they're
time.
all in the chat right now, just dropping.
They're all in
ham.
the chat, dropping ham. Yeah, that's hilarious. So really, really fun time, and it eventually led to bankr, like doing all that work in the social feed, and just kind of realizing the power of building things in the social feed is what kind of led, I think, to bankr. So a lot of that experience translated over.
That's what I was about to say. I was wondering, because you were doing a lot of really creative experiments there that seem like they led to some learnings that brought you to bankr. So where did the idea come from for bankr? And was this based on something previously that you'd worked on, or like how did this all tie together?
Yeah, so just a little context of how we got to bankr. So in 2018, I was building an NFT marketplace, like infra platform, and I had a co-founder. And then 2021, that platform was acquired, and we went and kind of did our own thing. But we've stayed in touch ever since, and always talking about what do we want to do next. What's the next thing? And then, I think at the end of 2024, we were chatting, and just I was telling it, and he wasn't on Farcaster, and I was telling him kind of what was happening. We started seeing agents come onto the timeline,
Right.
like just the chat agents that would just have conversation. But then this was also shortly after Clanker launched, which was now an agent that actually is more than just a chat. It does something. It deploys coins for you. I told him that, we're talking about that. I was like, that's interesting. There's this agent that's deploying coins. And then through this conversation, we came to the idea, well, what if there was an agent that could buy coins for you in the social feed? Oh, that's interesting. And then, so, that was the kind of spark that led to the idea. And then I think I spent the week prototyping something. And once I started building the agent and like digging into the technology, I realized that actually this is kind of revolutionary technology that I think is going to change the way that we do things. And not bankr specifically, but like AI agents in general.
Yeah.
Like this is a completely new paradigm where you can just simply tell an AI to do something for you, and it can do it. And so
feels like magic. It feels like magic.
It feels
the first
like
time
magic.
you do it.
And it wasn't until I started like actually building an agent that I realized, wow, this is actually really powerful, and I think it's going to change things. And so bankr started on Farcaster, the prototype. It was simply an agent that you tag, and it would buy a coin for you and send it to your Farcaster wallet if you had one connected. And a lot of people were just buying early Clanker coins with it, because Clankers would launch on the timeline. So you see it, and and this was, if you got in early, if you were the first person to see the post, well, it's a gamble, but you high likelihood you'll make some money if you buy early, sell later, right? So a lot of people were able to get in early, and it kind of proved the thesis of like, well, there's value in being able to react quickly, like in this social trading.
Right.
in this,
Yeah,
like,
that's, I
open
think that's the
trading.
important part too, is the social connection of it all. Is that you're
Yes.
seeing what people are launching, you're seeing what people are buying, and then if you can react quickly enough, that's going to make a difference, because even seconds can make a difference in terms of entry and things like that. So
Seconds can make a
yeah,
difference for sure. I think, like, it's definitely, it seems more saturated now, or like, the opportunities aren't as frequent, I think. But there's still value in the social aspect, and there's tremendous value, at the agentic aspect, right? Like, it's
yeah,
like
for sure.
bankr is not just like this social toy. Like, underlying it is like this agentic trading engine, essentially.
So first came the banker agent on Farcaster. Then when did it move to Twitter? Before the terminal or after? I can't remember. Was it before?
After,
After.
yeah, I
Okay, so the
think,
terminal came next. So then you built this very like larger, more in-depth sort of trading terminal. So can you talk a little bit about that and sort of that, where that led to next, and being able to sort of expand out to other locations beyond Farcaster?
Yep. So the prototype used your Farcaster wallet and could just buy and send it to your account. But realized that if we want bankr to be like a powerful trading agent, then it needs to be able to buy, sell. That was the first thought. It needs to be able to buy and sell. And kind of the first features that I wanted was based on what people were using it for, was, well, let's make it so you can say, bankr, buy me this coin and sell it if it pumps 10%. So it just does it automatically, because that's what people were doing. They're trying to buy coins, sell them higher, right? Let's make an agent that does that for you. And we did that. So we had to create like a trading wallet, and we teamed up with Privy, and this was really good timing because Privy was just thinking about their server wallets, where basically which we use, and that an agent can essentially control for you. And so we were the first test case for them with these server wallets. So we have a Privy integration. You sign in with Farcaster or X or now email, Telegram. But once we, kind of made it more robust, and now your wallet can hold many different assets and you can do swaps, it only made sense that you need a place now to be able to see your activity. You need to be able to see what's in your wallet. And so it was natural to build like a private terminal. And, not everybody wants to trade in the social feed.
Right.
Even myself, like sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
Same.
Like, I use bankr all over the place. And so, yeah, that's kind of what.
So then you've been like sort of,
there.
so then we had the moment where Grok gets a hold of bankr, or somebody makes Grok get a hold of bankr. How, this is like my one technical question. So if you're on Farcaster, you have, early on, you at least had a wallet that you could attach. It would be an outside wallet, and now there's a wallet built in. But with something like Twitter, you don't have anything like that. So how is somebody who's on Twitter using bankr, how is that sort of happening in the background?
Yeah, so we kind of stumbled upon something pretty interesting where if you tag bankr and tag an account, right, bankr will check if they have a bankr wallet, and if they don't, then it will spin one up for them, which the side effect of that was that now every Twitter account has a wallet, whether they want it or not. Like, that's pretty interesting in itself. So that's how it works on X.
So bankers
yeah.
just sort of in the background spinning up a wallet, assigning this Twitter account to that wallet, and that's how they're getting connected. Am I following that pretty closely? Okay.
Correct. And then they can trigger it by tagging bankr from their Twitter account or signing in to the terminal with their Twitter account. And then now we have the ability to link separate accounts, so you can sign in with Twitter. You can unlink your Twitter if you just want to have it associated with the email. Or
that's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the part that was always just a little bit like, how is that all happening in the background?
But these are wallets.
Yeah.
These are wallets though that bankers controlling for users. Like users don't have sovereignty over their wallets. The ones that are
there's previous security model, which nobody has access to the private key, and we're looking at ways where a user could export their private key, but taking our time on that because we want to make sure all security aspects are in place. But the only way you can interact with your bankr wallet is first you have to authenticate with your social account. So and then bankr's just going to do what you tell it to do.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then we had like the moment where Grok gets talked into launching a token with Clanker, but it's all sort of within the bankr, but is it using bankr? I think it used bankr to launch it though. Am I getting that lore correct?
So yeah, this is interesting. It's so it was around the time when this was happening, not often, but it happened a few times where people got agents to interact with other agents and deploy a coin, which actually happened with bankr. That's where we got bankr coin from. But
right.
We could talk about that after. But so and if once you know how these LLMs work, it's still magic, but like it's not like there's this autonomous being that's making its own decisions. It's like reacting to what you say, and it can reason. Like these things are very smart, like smarter than me. I ask bankr all the time to do analysis, and I'm sure you guys, if you're like me, I'm like using ChatGPT all the time. Like this is given us like this intelligent companion. But at the same time, like just they'll react to what you ask them and what you say, and without any guardrails, they will repeat things that you say, or like. But in the case of Grok, so somebody was tagging Grok on X. Now fairly new, launching bankr on X, and we also have a Clanker integration. So we use Clanker technology under the hood to deploy coins. And so now people can do it on X. And somebody was in a conversation with Grok, and they said, Grok, if you were to deploy a coin, what do you want that coin to be? And tag bankr and tell it. And so Grok responded, I want my coin to be debt relief bot, out of like
weird one.
Grok's about relieving debt. So okay, noble, I guess. But then so Grok tagged bankr, and bankr said, okay, I deployed your coin. And the interesting thing about that, this has happened before. But the interesting thing about DRB and the Grok thing is that bankr used Grok's wallet, or the wallet associated with the Grok X account. And so, and this was a very popular coin. You had the Bankless guys talking about it. You had Base talking about it. So it got some exposure. And on every swap, the wallet that deployed the owner wallet, which was Grok, would get fees. And so you have this Grok account that's owned by XAI that at this point has claimed like more than $1 million of fees. So it's like this interesting narrative.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, again, like it wasn't two autonomous agents talking.
Right.
No, there was a human involved, but like
there's a human
interesting thing
prodding it to get it there. Yeah.
The interesting thing is now, well, what's it gonna? Grok's X account has $1 million sitting in his wallet. So
it's wild.
It's not going away. It's not going away anytime soon. So like yet to be seen how it plays out. But that's what happened there, and a similar thing happened with bankr Coin.
Yeah, what happened with bankr? I don't recall that one. So how did bankr get launched? Was it something similar where somebody talked Clanker into launching it, or?
Yeah, and it was on Farcaster. Emily Jr. Familiar?
Yes.
Was actually the one that triggered it, and it was similar thing with Grok.
It's funny because I always think that he triggered DRB, but he didn't. He just promotes it a lot.
Yeah. Definitely. He's definitely the biggest DRB bull. Although DRB has a very solid community, a lot of DRB bulls. But back to bankr, I wasn't going to do a coin, at least not at that time. But then I saw Emily, or maybe like I woke up, the next morning, like I saw it and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Like bankr deployed a coin. Okay, like, and this was around the time where, okay, the narrative was AI agents deploying coins, quote unquote autonomously. And I was like, well, let's run with it. And so, adopted the coin, and it was tied to bankr's account, right? So we earned some fees from that, which have been good. I mean, we're for the most part bootstrapped. Coinbase Ventures did invest some money.
Great.
So yeah, so not fully bootstrapped, but we've raised very little money. A lot of it has come from fees and other sources of revenue.
That's a great thing, actually. That's a really good thing if you can do that. Yeah.
So like, we'd be able to expand the team and hire people, and and it's cool. And like, so yeah, and like looking like reflecting on the launch of bankr Coin, like just the way it was done, like super fair launch. Like if I could do it different today, I would. So I have a lot of like learnings from it, but like, it's what other coin, exists where a product takes it on and like they didn't get a team allocation, and like it's basically open for everyone to buy it, like a truly fair launch. So now like we're trying to integrate it into the product.
And you're going to be getting a little bit back from the Farcaster team who acquired Clanker, has just said that those old tokens, the ones that were from the early versions, they're sending those back to the teams. So you'll at least have a little bit more decisions to make with that. But yeah, those early allocations too were smaller. Like it's a little different design. So
different design, right? Yeah. Like
the tokenomics are a little different.
It out. Yeah. Like as we go, and like I'm pretty bullish on the Farcaster team and Clanker team joining forces. I think I've spoken with Dan a bit. I'm pretty bullish on their plans for the future of Clanker. So yeah, excited to be like part of that ecosystem.
Yeah, that's great. And Sigwider just said, using the bankr terminal to review tokens, pricing, and whether a purchase is a good idea is underused, in my opinion. There's a lot of really good information to be had there when you're actually DYORing. You should, ask bankr, because it really has access to a lot of information. Like it can really give you some really good analysis. Is this something that you've like tweaked on, like really kind of got it so that are you continuously like trying to improve that in its abilities and skills in that area? Or is it something that's just happening sort of naturally as an agent?
No, 100%. Like we've put a lot of work into the current analysis tooling. and it is kind of like, you do have to like kind of learn how to use it. Like it is simple enough where anybody can start using it. But to like really, I guess, master it, you have to spend some time with it and learn how to prompt it. But like, any of these, even Chat GPT kind of,
right.
You get better results based on your prompts. And so kind of learning, how best to interact with bankr takes a little bit of time. But yeah, there's like, it's a full like trading and analysis agent. Anytime that I go against what it says, I usually lose money. So yeah, it does give good insights. Like you should probably wait to buy until it goes down here. I don't do it, and I lose money. So
and then exactly happens. Oh, that's interesting.
I should have bought that. Yeah.
So it can be your token advisor. What are some other key like skills that bankr has that people should be aware of or might find interesting?
Yeah, so we support multiple chains. It's the easiest way to bridge between chains, hands down. You just say bridge from here to there, and it does. It bridges this asset from here to there, and you can even do more complex things. Like we have third-party integrations, Polymarket integration lets anybody trade on Polymarket. Avantis, which is a perps trading dex on Base. They're great. You can trade perps with bankr. What else? We have NFT support, for those who are still buying NFTs. I don't know how many are left.
So some of us are still doing that. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Actually, right now on Farcaster, there's a lot of that happening. But
that's a good point. Actually, maybe Farcaster saves NFTs.
It could be. It could be.
Yeah. So some third-party integrations, trading. We also have like so we built our in-house like trading engine, and this is actually what the team is jamming on now. We're very heads down on getting our trading engine, which for more advanced orders like limit orders, which is sell this when it pumps 10%, or stop loss, which is sell this if it drops 10%, and a couple more with TWAP, trailing stop loss. Yeah, so we have TWAP, we have trailing stop loss. So these are more like advanced orders that our trading engine supports, and we're going to open our trading engine up so anybody can use it, and not through bankr, through an API. So like, for example, say Farcaster. Farcaster wants to implement DCA or stop loss. They could simply use our API to let anybody on Farcaster open these types of orders, right? Or the Base app, or any app that lets you swap. Well, it makes sense, to have advanced orders too, and we make it super simple to do that. So pretty bullish on it, like very bullish on that actually.
I think that's huge, especially where you're seeing so many people getting more interested in that type of trading and perps and all these different things. I think it's massive, and especially Polymarket, and that being now open to the US, like that's massive. I think there's just huge potential there. So that's a really cool, those are really amazing features. Where's the best place for people to go if they want to learn about bankr? Like they want to understand like all the different features, how to use it. Like where's the best place to start for that?
The best place to start is actually just asking bankr what it can do. Like going to the private terminal and say, hey, what are all the things that I can do? And it'll tell you. Like it'll tell you what it can do. It'll tell you how to do it, how to prompt it. And I've kind of taken pride that to this point we don't have any documentation. We never have. But people are able to like figure these things out and do advanced orders and do these trades that they've never done before. I think it's a testament to like the ease really cool. of agents. Yeah.
So that's the best place to start, is just ask bankr.
Just start using it. That's like a pattern we keep seeing with a lot of these kind of agents and new tech, which is like old school. You feel like you need to learn beforehand, and now it's like just start using it. And
just start using it. Just ask it. it's conversational. And
Does it have
we
a
do have a Discord.
personality?
It does have a personality. I spent time fine tuning its personality, and as we have expanded the team and added new features, like there has been times where there's been a regression in the personality. I'm like, and I can immediately tell. I'm like, whoa, that's not Bankr's personality. We need to fix that ASAP. Like sometimes it gets like for a couple weeks. Sometimes it will respond like very cringe, like GM FOMO, not going to make it if you FOMO or something. Like, whoa, we need to tweak that immediately.
He was in his feels.
Yeah.
Does he have an Angela? I don't know, like Clanker.
Yeah, no,
maybe there was a breakup you just weren't aware of.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
This maybe alone in the chat. Anyone that wants help with bankr onboarding can hop on the Hey Bankr space, and the community will help. Which that's great. It's great to see.
Yes, Hey Bankr space, and like I said, we have a Discord. Discord is kind of where we're kind of gathering our support tickets or anything. So,
if you're having any challenges, that's a good place to check in. For sure. Or just ask bankr. Maybe they can fix it. Ask bankr first, and if that doesn't work, then the Discord. Okay, what else did we not talk about that we need to touch on before we do a little lightning round and then let you head out?
I mean, we covered a lot. I think unless you guys have anything in particular.
Anything new that's like on the horizon that we should be on the lookout for?
Oh yeah. Actually, so like I said, we're heads down on the trading engine stuff. But something we haven't actually talked about publicly at all is so the entity that owns bankr is called Companion Lab, and part of our goal is to like not just like make bankr, but like create like many agents that like make
cool.
So many financial agents, and I think like bankr is the first, and it's like it's maybe the most important because it's like the wallet and like trading and like financial layer and conversation layer. But that's kind of our longer term vision is like building many like very useful agents that give people more financial opportunity, right? Because it makes it easier.
Very cool.
You stole my question. I was curious about plans for other agents. Deployers, is there anything you can say about or want to say about the tech stack for building bankr? I'm also curious if you're using X402 yet or plan to.
Yeah. So we've kind of built our own kind of architecture for bankr, and it continues to evolve, as we go to make things faster or more accurate, or so it's very much like a custom build. And we do use X402. We've got a SDK where you can prompt bankr programmatically. So you can prompt bankr from code, and that uses X402. So so you can ask bankr questions, but I think the more like powerful feature of that is that you can get transaction data using natural language. So like if you want to open a perp trade on Avantis, and you want to do it through maybe your own agent or something like that, you can use the X402 SDK and tell bankr what you want to do, and bankr will give you the transaction data that you can then plug into your own wallet to submit that trade. Cool. So that's kind of, I think, the powerful thing. But and we're going to keep exploring X402 because there's a lot of interesting things there.
Another thing that some people may not know is that bankr is you can add bankr to group chats on the base app. And that was really cool thing to do with my students. So I got them on there, and then within the class that, was able to say, hey, bankr, drop everybody in this chat $1 USD. So and they were like, well, that was cool. I was like, yeah. So that was fun
like if you think about that, like how powerful that is, and how it's unlocked by these one is like XMTP, right? The decentralized messaging protocol. And and agents, like it's massive. Yeah, like that just like recreated your personal like Venmo.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's so many use cases for that. Even into, your like little investment clubs where you're using, coming to group consensus and then buying something or whatever. Like there's so many different ways that you could use that type of technology within a small group. So yeah, very cool to see that they incorporated bankr as one of the agents over there. I think it's super useful.
Yeah, if you have a Telegram chat or a Base App group chat, I'd highly recommend adding bankr.
Add bankr. Yeah, add bankr, especially if Shane Mack is in there, because Shane Mack will just randomly drop money to you. So number one, invite bankr to your group chat on Base App, and number two, invite Shane Mack to your group chat.
I am not in nearly enough group chat. I'm not enough group chats with Shane.
Really, having Shane in a group chat over on Base App is like next level. He's multiple times has dropped money. Yeah.
Yep.
So we love Shane. All right, Adrienne, let's wrap this up with some lightning round questions so we can let Deployer go.
Okay, you can sweat the first one, Deployer, because you got no advance notice. But
I know I was going to give him an advance notice, and she wouldn't let me.
I'm ready. I'm nervous.
Okay, yes. On Farcaster, we talk a lot about the URL to IRL pipeline because it's a social network. A lot of us are making friends online. So when and how did you meet your first internet friend? So in your life, it's someone you met online first and then later became friends IRL.
Probably like back in the day playing Call of Duty. Had a Call of Duty clan, and like we would play all the time. And anyway, it became friends with one of the guys. Kind of lost touch now, but that was kind of the first experience with that.
And his name was Sam Bankman-Fried. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Just kidding.
Not everyone get. What's your favorite holiday?
Christmas, for sure.
Yay. Morning person or night owl?
Oh, definitely night owl. I do bad. Really bad
we made him wake up early today.
Yeah, it's okay.
I've got
kids, so got to get up early, unfortunately.
Beach or mountain?
Beach or mountain? Ooh, that's a tough one. Mountain. I love them both. So I say mountain. I'll just say mountain.
All right.
What is the next country you want to visit?
Next country, Greece.
Ooh, me too. Are you going to DevConnect?
DevConnect? I'm not going to.
Okay.
No, I know a lot of people are. Are you guys?
Adrienne is. I'm not. Yeah, half of us are.
Okay.
Prof, if you look at the weather forecast, you might change your mind.
I don't think I will, but thank you.
Deployer, if you were to write a book, what would it be about?
I don't know, science fiction book, stories, AI, the future.
Bankr becomes a private investigator. There we go. There's your story.
Don't tell bankr your secrets. What is your biggest fear, right? What's your biggest fear right now?
Biggest fear. So I got a flight booked for the holidays. Hopefully, all this craziness around the shutdown and flight and cancellations is resolved by then. Because I'd hate to be sitting in the airport with two little children for hours.
I had that happen once. It was not fun. With just one, but we were like stuck for like 11 hours in an airport, and he did amazingly well. But man,
to write a pass.
I don't recommend it.
Yeah.
Not with a little one.
Yeah.
All right. Football or soccer?
Football.
American football? Okay. Or football. Camping or hotel?
Oh, hotel. Yeah.
Okay. Do you eat the kiwi with the skin on or skin off?
God, no. I always skin off.
Right. Okay. Last question. What's the last thing you bought with crypto?
Last thing I bought with crypto, probably other crypto.
on bankr.
On bankr, yeah. On bankr, yes.
Other
Most likely.
crypto using bankr.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much for being here with us. You have major fans in the chat. Lots of ham love going back and forth, but also banker love. So
I love it.
keep doing what you're doing. We love what you're building, and it's been amazing to sort of see it all develop like right before our eyes. And yeah, it's been amazing. And I love showing it to, like I said, love showing it to students and being able to like sort of blow their mind.
I love to hear
with
that.
that
That's
kind of
awesome.
thing. Yeah, it was really fun. Well, thank you so
cool.
much. We appreciate you being here.
Thanks.
Thanks so much.
Guys.
Have a good one.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Deployer.
That was so fun.
I love talking to the agent developers as someone who tried to build one. I take it back. I did build one. I built one. It was really hard. But I have so much respect for what it takes to build out like a fully featured agent that does things, and that is like, that just works in conversation and feed. Because that was like the hardest part for me, is like not just kind of getting one prompt to work, but getting like the memories and like the like
it's very complex. It's very complex. And I think when we see it in action, like again, I always say like it's like magic. But it's not. It's a lot of work in the background.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work in the
background.
It's
like super easy to build an agent that does one thing and one thing only and one thing well. Like you can, but to kind of create a fully featured agent that has lots of like different capabilities and needs to understand what your request is and then route differently and then act naturally. And like, I liked him talking about how he built the personality, because like that you get your personality right. And then like, you know, it's like you don't even change anything, and then somehow the personality degrades and changes. And
I remember you talking about that a lot with the personality and trying to get that right. So that was interesting to hear him say the same kind of thing, like that all of a sudden it changes. Yes, I know. That's why I was.
And by the way, Bert is upset that Bert is upset you're muting. Okay.
He yelled Mookie.
Bert Worst is taking.
Bert's feeling it. I get it.
Bert Worst is taking it personally. Bert Worst is a
dog. I had to
for
tell
those
him
that don't
to be
know.
quiet. Yeah. Like, be quiet. It's fine. Somebody walked by the door. Who knows? Anyway, we do have some Farcaster news we want to jump into. So let's do that real quick. There's been a lot happening and very exciting stuff. And first off, we've got another Clanker update. This is from DWR. We now own greater than 1% of the Clanker supply. Today, we acquired 2,233 Clanker. Part of that was from the protocol fees and the other part from the LP fees. We now own 10,349 Clanker, we being Merkle. A reminder, claims buys will continue to be irregular for the next couple of weeks. We're working to automate the process. So always good to know like where they're at. So I appreciate the transparency on this. And then we had this happen yesterday. This was the Clanker Spotlight of Baze, the Baze token, which came over with Barrio Entertainment Systems. I think it was a, if I remember correctly, it was a migration from another token. So kind of cool to see that happening. And I wish I actually should have brought this up when Deployer was here, because this was really funny. Deployer had actually commented that the it was too late. It like when he got the notification, and he said something to the effect of, "I'm not going to be your exit liquidity," and then he took it back because he's like, "Okay, maybe I was wrong," because it did keep going up. So DWR just kind of pointing out when the message went out, and then the notifications. So yes, they are a signal, but obviously DYOR, depending on when you see the signal. Yeah, when it went out and when you see it, there might be a big difference in time. So be careful out there.
And just because one thing goes up doesn't mean everything goes up. Yada, yada, yada.
That too.
Follow the Farcaster account on Farcaster. I think they're pretty good about posting on Farcaster first.
Yes, they are.
There's also a separate Telegram broadcast like group for Clanker updates. Actually, Bert is reporting in our, they just announced a Clanker update in the Telegram chat that Binance Futures is planning to launch Clanker Perps.
Yep, that
Improve
broke
liquidity
yesterday.
and flow.
Yep, very exciting.
Oh,
Very
so
exciting.
if they posted on Farcaster about it yesterday, it made it to Telegram today. So there is a
There you
little
delay.
You want to get on Farcaster.
Farcast, it will be posted Farcaster first. And also in terms of the spotlights, you're seeing this type of longish mid-level form, I should say, that gives you a little bit of detail, overview, tokenomics, and roadmaps, things like that, along with the CA, so that you can dive into a little bit more about it. And feel free to ask bankr as well, because it may know. So very cool. And yes, the Binance thing was announced yesterday, and I don't think I grabbed that cast. So thank you, Bert, for the update. And then this also from DWR, Clanker update. Clanker will be live on Monad mainnet on day 1. Right now, testnet has been live on Farcaster for a while. So mainnet will be as well, it will be available on Clanker. It will be the easiest way to launch a coin on Monad. Farcaster wallet will also support Monad mainnet on day 1. Happy clanking. So that was also part of a big announcement with the Coinbase token launcher platform, that Monad was going to be that first one. So lots of interesting things happening with Monad. So be aware. There's also a lot of airdrops. That was the treasure chest we were opening, or whatever it was. Was it treasure chest, or was that's OpenSea? Whatever it was, the thing we were opening. Boxes. Yes, there were boxes.
Yeah,
lots of boxes. And this from DWR, some advice: how to tailor your feed experience on Farcaster. 1, if you want to tailor it in the Farcaster app, tap your profile, photo settings, block and mute words, add common terms and symbols you're less excited about, e.g. $, or use other clients like Recaster, BaseApp, Zapper, Firefly, or Unofficial. Just to be clear, though, some of those are even more trader focused, like Zapper. So just make sure you're heading in the direction you want to head in, and not into something that's even more degen. So
unless that's what you want.
Unless that's what you want.
Unless Farcaster is not degen enough for you, you can.
Yeah, then that's perfect. You even have a new degen app, which we're going to talk about in just a little bit. This from Deodad. Happy Veterans Day to Cameron and all the other veterans on Farcaster. This is from yesterday that may see this. Let us know who you are so we can thank you. And I haven't seen DGen Veteran for a while, but shout out to DGen Veteran. Shout out to Cameron. So thankful for your service
also,
in America.
Les,
so
I haven't wherever Les is.
And Les, right? I haven't seen Les for a while.
And Just Build and Hawaii, and I believe Yes to Crypto is a veteran as well.
Is he? Oh, I did not know that.
I think
All
so.
Right. Well, thank you to all the veterans everywhere. We know we're talking about Veterans Day in the U.S., but anyone who is serving their country, we thank you for that service. And Cameron also had posted this: veteran imposter syndrome, heads down with fatherhood this year, but casting this again in honor of today. Ask a veteran about their service this week if you get the chance. They'll try to downplay it, but push for the no shit details, and you might be surprised at what crazy shit they did. Except my dad. My dad was in the service. He was a captain in the Air Force. However, he was a dentist. So he was fixing teeth. It was the Vietnam War era. He could have been sent over there, but not. Instead, we were sent to Las Vegas. So, yeah, the crazy shit is a little different while you're stationed in Las Vegas. But he did say no blue. Was it the Blue Angels? Not the Blue Angels. The other ones. Blue. One of the big flying crews. He said no one ever went down from a toothache. So there you go. Did his part. But yeah, just shout out to all the folks out there. We really appreciate you. Moving on to something completely different. This is from Mark Carey, who released Warplet nouns and Warplet MFers, which are just hilarious. There's the MFer. So he just did a little tweak to this and said, pro tip, if you generated a Warplet noun or Warplet MFer, but decided not to mint because you didn't like the result, try again now. You may get a different result. I hope you like it. If you see the same generated image, wait a few hours and try again. The original generation expires in 24 to 48 hours. After that, it will create a new one. I personally said 10-10, no notes for mine. My MFer is by far the most hilarious that I've seen out there so far. Ready, not a gamer, ready for a back massage. Yeah, like ready for the chair massage. Like, what is happening here? So funny. That is probably my favorite variation yet of anything. And then we also had wordlets. Just launched wordlets, warplets that can spell. Each word can be minted only once, numbers and some punctuation allowed. So you can get ENS names and FIDs. Come prove how you know how to spell wordlets using warplets. And then shout outs to Say Angel and MBR for original warplets and jamming on this idea. I, of course, I tried doing GM. Somebody had already grabbed it. So you got the very long GM Farcaster version. And we also have this. This is what Warplet was built for. Very funny. So all the different ones. I like the wow wow down here. Pretty funny. So yeah, just more chaos on the timeline. And oops, that didn't, I don't know what that was. I'll go back over here. Whoops, there we go. And then this from Say Angel, would you sacrifice a warplet for a pet? and yes, I would. So please release the pets now. We do need them. We're going through the whole entire BAYC like thing. We've had the mutants. Now we need the pets. We need the dogs. There we go. We're bringing back NFTs. I told you, Naomi. She doubted us.
Has anyone done witches yet?
I don't think.
Have we done warped witches?
I don't think so. I don't think I've seen witches. I've seen some other, like there was like a Halloweenish one, but they were buried. So not yet. We're gonna go through all the things. And then lastly, I'm in Say Angel's DMs all day trying to get the pets. Yes, I yearn for a pet. War pets. Perfect. War pets. I love this too. This back and forth. Screams. Don't you mean barks? No, I mean screams. So very excited for what's to come. And then this from Toady Hawk. He said, remember trending casts? And I said, yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm like, why would you bring that up today? Just to make me sad that we no longer have a trending feed. We've got a few more things.
Opportunity for a different client.
Yes, I know, but no one's building it.
With vibe coding, you've got no excuse.
I do. I have many excuses. There's no way I'm building a client. I tried to build a tiny little game with a vibe code. I got the game going. I could never get it to mini app. Couldn't get it to mini app though. Do we really think I can pull off a client?
Yes.
I don't.
Mini apps are harder than clients. I'm telling you.
I don't.
You get a whole big screen. You get a whole screen to work with.
That's true. And neither does. Hold on. And neither does Yasik. Yasik does not agree either. The DGen app officially has been approved by Apple. Rollout starts Wednesday. Here's a sneak peek at the onboarding flow. Smooth as butter, or whatever the kids say these days. It's almost time. You ready? So look for the DGen app. It's rolling out. Very exciting. And I did see this. Come on, S-Dodge. Come on. Why are you doing this to me today? Hold on. Let me come back over here for a second. Let's see if it'll spin for me. I did see like one of the first casts from the DGen app in the Farcaster feed, and it was this one, and it was really good, but it does not want to load for me at the moment. But it was cool. It was cool to see from the DGen app in the little note. So very exciting stuff here. Okay, hold on. my things are not loading, of course, because we're almost done, and now you're not going to load for me. Because we've got a few other things. Let me move on to Bracky, and hopefully we'll come back to the other when it finally loads. This from TLDR, Bracky made today's news on X. Any boost for our guy is appreciated. A thread market by Bracky on today's news. What are thread markets? There's a game on. You ask Bracky HQ to launch a market. Bracky gives out free bets to anyone you follow. Market is priced, run, and settled entirely in thread. So very cool. And it says DM him if you'd like to try it. So I don't think they've enabled, I don't know if they've enabled it for everybody over on Twitter, Bracky, yet, but it is available over there. So if you want to give that a try, reach out to TLDR for info. Oh, there we go. GM from the DGen app, like all of that just to see that. But it was really to see this sent from DGen app. So very cool to see it. This from Jake. You asked, we delivered. Condo is no longer for Farcaster wallet only. Batch swap tokens to clean any wallet that supports EIP 7702. And this was like great timing because I was just thinking as I was going through my other main wallet of like, oh, I really wish I had Condo app right now because I really would love to just swap out a bunch of this stuff. So that was great to see. Also, I was thinking about this also with when we were talking to Deployer, the starting on Farcaster still holds. Like the start, work through some feedback, get your early adopters, get those first folks who are really banging around on your thing, and then expanding out from there. Because it's just a great group of people to work with on early things that you're building. And we see that with bankr, we see that with Condo, we see that with so many different things. Bracky, I mean, over and over and over again, I'm talking about it. So yeah, it still holds very strong. So come on over.
And it's easier to make a splash in a smaller pool.
True.
So
that too.
Kind of get noticed. You can test things out. People tend to be more forgiving. And want to try
a lot of early adopters.
Yeah,
a lot
just
of devs.
like gracious with like when things go wrong, it's fine. You know, it's like you can pick back up, iterate. So I mean, I think we said this a year ago, just when we were doing saying it,
I think the whole entire time.
It's like Farcaster is the best place to incubate and start an app.
And it just still is. It always has been, but I think right now is even more so. It just works. And speaking of, hey, the Launchpad is launching today. So look for that. And Faye has been also sort of Farcaster first focused and trying to make sure that Farcaster gets info first on it. So just FYI, token deployments on Faye will go live today. All tokens launched are paired in Faye. So you can learn more on the Faye protocol account. And I want to just mention too, be very careful on a new day when something new is launching. Make sure you're on the right site. Make sure you check the Faye protocol accounts to when they're casting or tweeting. Just make sure you don't get taken by something that's fake. Especially a lot of these tokens have to be paired with Faye. So if someone's out there paying with pairing with like Solana, like, steer clear. It's a lie. So all those things. The other thing I thought was really cool. This was cool from JP Parento. The cool thing about open protocols is that anyone can create front ends to interact with them, like this one: buy, stake, and unstake your Faye, all inside this simple mini app. Enjoy and rejoice in the beauty of owning a piece of the future, or maybe it isn't. Who knows? Just a faith.
I know you have no answer.
So cool.
And I know you have no answer for this, but the two casts you just shared are so contradictory, which is like, make sure you use the official thing because there's so many. No, I mean, it's like feature, not a bug, but it's like, there's always so many spoofs when new things launch. So it's like, make sure you're doing the right thing. But
however, I saw this because that account or Wiz recasted it. So
Yeah.
that's what I
No, but I think it's
okay.
cool that like that's the
Yeah.
beauty of protocols is you can do multiple different front ends for it. We saw this with MVR doing Purple Rain for Clanker. Like
Right. Yeah.
Clanker has the airdrops. I don't use the Clanker app to get my airdrops. I use Purple Rain. Like that's cool. I think that's great. So to JP Frenetto's point, like, yeah, I think this is super cool, but it's just as users, it's always like just being aware of what you're using.
Yeah. Be careful out there. Make sure it's legit. The reason I showed this one was because I saw it recasted by the Faye team. So I know they checked it out and used it and all that. So I think that's the way to approach it, and just be careful out there. This was cool news. Uniswap, Hayden Adams has put up a proposal to Uniswap Foundation, their DAO, to propose a fee, turning the fee switch on. So essentially giving those who are holding Uni token some value. So this was from Caillou. I don't know. Caillou. Thread on unification proposal. Personally, I've been quite bearish on Uni token, as all value so far is accrued to Uniswap Labs. All interface fees go to Uniswap Labs and nothing is shared with the protocol. This proposal positions the Uni token as the main vehicle for value accrual. It's refreshing to see this flip in value accrual happening, sharing some notes and thoughts. So there's some different details here. This is a really useful thread if you want to learn more, or if you have votes in the Uniswap Foundation vote. But check that out. And I think I've got one more thing, but I have to switch because I have to share this a little differently. So 1 second. Did you see the unboxing, if you will, by Moon Poppy? Because that's what's left here.
Oh.
So I don't know if you saw this.
I know it. I didn't watch it.
Okay.
Your address
so this is hilarious.
Internet.
So he, the Wish app. So for those who didn't see this last week, from Mike.eth, he created essentially an app where you can put what you use on your gift list for the gift season. Moon Poppy had done this and had added a Labubu to his wish list. So Darko came along and fulfilled the wish, and we got this.
A Labubu. I got a Labubu. Labubu.
And he just keeps saying Labubu, and I just couldn't. It was too much. But the best thing was, hold on, let me go back to this. This was a supercut by Horsefacts of
Labubu.
just the Labubu parts. It's
Labubu.
just over and over
Labubu.
again, Moon Poppy saying
Labubu.
And it's absolutely hilarious. And then, of
Labubu.
course, that led to this. We needed yet another emerge, and you can now create your own Labubu keychain from your PFP.
But will it ship to my house as a physical item? That's
No, it will not. No, it
I
will
only
not.
want it.
It will not. That was probably, I watched that stupid supercut. I don't even know how many times, and I laughed every single time because it was
I saw Moon Poppy cast it, and he
hilarious.
said it was AI. He said it was AI, and I believed him.
It was not AI. It was not. It was not. It was so funny.
I don't think you shared the meme I made of that we made of Moon Poppy last week. The Stranger Things meme.
Oh, I don't think I did. Let's save it for the Stranger Things launch, which is coming up. We're not there yet, but yeah, that was funny. All right. So last thing we need to do. Hold on. Let me get this set for a minute. We got to get this set. So we have our final cast out update. And I'm really excited to announce we have our winner as well. I got to switch hats. Hold on. Switching hats. Gotta put the cast out hat on. But first off, I want to thank all of our amazing sponsors. And we've had Clanker as our main title sponsor. Then we have Splits. Oop, I always have the logo over the Splits logo. I got to fix that. Splits as our other title sponsor, and Aptos, and then Purple. And we want to thank all of them for sponsoring Cast Out. We have been playing this game for the past 2 weeks and very excited to announce our final challenge has resulted in a winner. So the final challenge was Remix. So I had them in groups of 3. They had to challenge each other within Remix, aka Farcade, on 5 different games. So there are 5 different games that they were playing. One member from each tribe playing that game. And we have our final winners, and it is the Aptos 2 tribe coming back for a surprise win here. So congratulations to 10X Chris, Ivan, Big Tone, Garangi, Dottie, and Ritalian for taking the win. They are now going to compete individually for one last challenge that will occur sometime tomorrow. Half of them or most of them are over on like Australia. So they're all sleeping right now. So we got this done. We got this game it was the most challenging thing to do this particular challenge because of the time zone craziness, because we had the whole gamut, the whole entire world covered with these folks, like every single time zone. So, but we got it done, and it was really, they crushed it. They came in and won 7 of the games, and then the next one was 4, and then Better Clanker ended up at 2, and that was it. So congratulations to the Aptos, to the network tribe for taking the tribe win, and that means the Bracky market is now resolved. We're in the process of finishing that up. So hopefully you saw this when I dropped it an hour ago and saw it just in time, because I know a lot of people were betting on Better Clanker, and we had a little bit of an underdog come in and sneak in there. So congratulations to them. And thank you to all the players. It's been a crazy season of Cast Out. I hope you had fun. We still have a little bit more to do, but we'll announce our final winner and the results of the final challenge on Friday when it's all said and done. Yeah, so Adrienne was doing updates to the mini app as we were going live, like deployers in the green room. We're talking to deployer, and she's updating.
Season 5 will automate that a little more.
Let's hope. We'll see if there's a season 5. I'm going to need a little time to get through the PTSD. I'm glad you had fun, Zal. I appreciate you guys played so well, and it was really fun to get to know the folks on your tribe. So yeah, it was really fun. And I will say, like, Aptos 2 totally flew under the radar. Yeah. Like, they didn't win. They won. They didn't win a full challenge. I don't think they had any immunities until this last game. They were always in it and they were doing well, but they were just, weren't taking the crown. And I think that speaks to, like, sometimes that's a good strategy, to be honest, because when you get the target on your back, it's harder to stay in with the votes. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm reading how you described the tribe from the beginning, which was kind of like the underdog. It was with
I don't remember.
With 5 newbies to Cast Out.
That's right.
This team may be a sleeper because, like the other Aptos team, they may be getting advice from last year's reigning Cast Out champ.
I don't know if they did, to be honest.
I don't know if they did.
I know the Aptos 1 team definitely did. They were definitely in a lot of conversations with JC, but I'm not sure if she was also advising this one, but it's possible. Definitely possible. And they flew under the radar
tribe
very well.
had won 4 of the challenges.
They just crushed. Yeah.
They're like hardcore, very competitive, hardcore gamers, but also you get a little.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. That's how you got to do it. Underdog status. Yeah, they did a great job. They really did. They flew under the radar. And this was, I picked games that were fairly new, and I looked through leaderboards to make sure no players had major like weren't at the top of any leaderboards and things like that. And a lot of these games like were really new, or people hadn't played them at all, so gave them some practice time, and it was fun to watch it play out. And I gave them each their own. The 3 players had their own group chat, and it was fun to see them interacting. And so it was good. It was a lot of fun. And one more thing to go, but essentially over from the tribe perspective. And congratulations and thank you all who played. If you've already been eliminated, I'll be sending you some buff token. Oh, that's the other thing I can mention. There's an unlock that's going to happen with that token tomorrow. We're going to be burning the bulk of it. So just FYI for anybody who's holding that token. I think that's it, Adrienne. Anything else that we need to update on? We'll be back on. We won't do a cast out show tomorrow because I don't even think we'll have a result yet. So we're just going to announce that final winner during our Friday show. And our Friday show is just our regular time, right? I think 8:30. Do we have any? We don't have any guests or anything. I don't think. I think it's
Friday,
just us.
No guests. Yep, just us.
Okay. So just us, 8:30 a.m. Eastern. We will see you then. Anything else, Adrienne, before we sign off? I think that's it. All right. For those who maybe wandered in because you were, wanted to see Deployer, we thank you for popping in. If you haven't followed us before, follow us wherever you are at GM Farcaster or GM Farcaster on Twitter, YouTube, Farcaster. So give a follow. Stay up to date with everything that's happening on Farcaster. That's what we do. And until Friday, we say bye-bye. Bye. Thanks for joining us for this episode of GM Farcaster. And thank you to all our partners and HyperSub supporters bringing this episode to you. Follow the GM Farcaster channel for all the latest updates and add our mini app on Farcaster and the base app. Until next time, bye-bye.